welcome. This is Charles Fockaert, May 6, 2019. This is another in the series of On the Road with Charles Fockaert. I want to thank all of you who support this channel. Before I get any further, without your support, not just the shekels, folks. I'm talking about the emails and the contacts and the support, all-around support. This video is on why I bought an e-bike, why I bought an electric bike. And I'm going to go into which one I bought and why. And but first I want to show you what vehicle I'm in and what vehicle I used to have before I bought the electric bike. So let's go have a look at that, shall we? Here we are, my 77 Chevy 350 based Winnebago and the 1986 Toyota 4x4 that I built the rack for. I got the shell. It doesn't look like much, folks, but that truck ran very, very well. And because I had to fix the mobile cabin so much, this pickup was handy to have, and you can see the bike on the back. So I had the mobile cabin, the pickup, and the bike on the back of the pickup. And as you can see here, I would haul my pickup behind the RV, and I went over some pretty high elevations. Three of them I remember at 7,000 feet and over. So that was quite the strain on the mobile cabin. And it told me. So this is my second year living full time in the RV, and last year was one heck of a year. The vehicle broke down. I didn't have time nor the money to fix it before I had left on the long journey. I did as much as I possibly could, and you don't know what's going to break. But anyway, I got to the top of this mountain here. I think it was in Nevada, and it broke down again, and I was sitting up there, a little electrical part I found out. And I heard the motor talking to me, and you're going to think I'm crazy. It said, "Charles, you didn't know what you're doing, and you've asked me to do a lot of work, and I've done it, but this is the last time I'm going to pull this Toyota behind me." You got that, Charlie? I got it.
Fort Baker 106.
So I knew I had to get rid of the Toyota and come up with another option. So I left Montana last spring, a year ago, and I didn't bring the pickup with me because I didn't want to have to go through what I went through last time. So this is in Idaho Falls, I believe, and I just didn't want to go through another long journey, putting the motorhome through all that stress of having to haul the pickup around. And so I decided last year I was going to have to do something different. I left Montana last spring, and I said I got to do something different. I'm not bringing the truck, and whenever I have to go into town, I'll just have to take the motorhome, or I have to ride my bike. And that was working fine, and it was that's just fine. But I thought in about January this year, I started looking into buying an electric bike. So I thought, I could park somewhere not too far away from town, hopefully, and then when I needed to go into town, and instead of moving the entire RV and all that entails, and I won't go into that right now, but there's a lot more to it than just jumping in your car and heading into town. You got to put away your refrigerators. You got to put away your kitchen and everything else. Anyway, so having another vehicle is nice, but you know what I didn't like about the other vehicle having? Number one, I had to haul it behind me. So all that entailed, and all the stress, and my 42-year-old Winnebago on a Chevy 350 is not made be hauling that Toyota, which I had overloaded, up steep hills. On the flat, no problem. I could go, if we lived in Kansas, I'd be fine. I would have kept the truck, maybe. But up and down Montana, Idaho, Nevada's got some high, even Arizona here's got some very high roads, inclines, and I just didn't want to do that anymore. And number two is the expense of the truck itself, the maintenance. Got something else that can go wrong, the insurance, upkeep, etc. So I got rid of all that. I thought, if I get rid of all that, then I only have to worry about or be concerned about one vehicle, actually two vehicles, the RV and the bike, the electric bike. Now the electric bike over the mountain bike, because I can go further with less effort. Now I'll get into that in just a minute. Mountain bike was okay, but a lot of times when I was doing, like for instance on the solar system, when I put that in Parker at the Blue Water Casino parking lot, I had to go into town several times, sometimes 3 and 4 times a day to get parts. And after a while, you're trying to do a project and run into town on your bike, it gets pretty tiring. So an electric bike, I thought, would be the answer, the solution to my problem. Back up a little bit. The year before, I knew I had a problem, and I was looking at buying a Yamaha, 1980 Yamaha 110, and they're about $3,000. And I would have to get licensed, and I would probably have to get insurance, and then it's pretty heavy. How do I pick it up and put it on the back of the RV? So I decided against that. I'm glad I did. The electric bike does almost everything the electric bike does almost everything the motorcycle would do for me, without the insurance, without the license, without the tag, etc. So I decided to look into buying an electric bike. I did a lot of investigating, and I came up with Vigo as the bike that would be best for me. So here's the Vigo, and this is the 750 watt, I believe it is, with the 4-inch tires and the 13 amp battery. And here's the mountain bike that it's going to replace. My buddy Steve, and this is when we first had it put together, assembled out of the box, and you can see it's a step through. Even though I find myself, I swing my leg over anyway, but a lot of times you'll have something on the back here on this rack, and can't swing your leg over. So this is a step through. Here's the battery, here's the motor in the back, and it all runs on a gear. The gears here, like a regular 10-speed or 18-speed, how many speeds you got. It's got brakes, front and rear, and they do stop. I don't want to make this into a video about the Vigo itself, so I'm gonna just say that I ordered it in January, I believe, the second, third week, and they told me there was going to be a 2-month wait, early March shipment, and they took $200 off the price, and I thought, well, I can wait, and that's the one I wanted, and they didn't have any. They were back ordered, but if you paid up front a deposit, and they would put you on the list. Well, the long story short is early March came and went, and there was one delay and then another. Finally, end of March, the bike arrived, and I'm glad I waited. I have over 100 miles on the bike now, and it does pretty much take care of my needs in lieu of a vehicle, insured vehicle like my pickup. So whenever I need to go into town and I can't take the bike, then I just pack everything up, and it's gotten better now because everything's pretty much doesn't take very long to put everything away. But just imagine you're going to leave to go into town, and everything on in your kitchen that's on the counter or even in the cupboard sometimes, that can slide and move around while you're on the road. And some of these roads are pretty bumpy, the ones I go on, and you got to put everything away, secure everything. So every time you want to go somewhere, you got to secure everything. So just keep that in mind. That's why a lot of these vehicles, these RVers, either have a fifth wheel with a truck, or they have a trailer with a vehicle, or they have their Class A with their vehicle, or they have a Class C like mine in a vehicle. So, but I'm finding so far that the electric bike is working just fine. I see the good thing about, I never really have to go anywhere. It's not like I have to be at work tomorrow. It's not like I have to be in town at a certain time. So if I can't do it today, I do it tomorrow. And that's where the electric bike comes in handy. Yesterday I went into town. It's 6 miles one way on the highway. And American roads are not made for bicycles, folks. I can tell you that. We got money to rebuild and send all over the world. We rebuild Iraq. We rebuild this country. We go in there, urban renewal. We bomb the crap out of them. Then we go in. The corporations go in. Those who are making money out of war, they go in and they repair. We got lots of money for everybody else in the world. We don't have any money for our own development, our own infrastructure. There should be a bike. There's a road that runs parallel to the highway 3 or 4 miles, but it's all rutty and you couldn't ride the e-bike on it. And when I got to the other end, it was a locked gate. So I have to take the highway. But hey, that's life. I'm on the highway. At least I'm on the electric bike. I have some power when I need it. I stay off the main. I'm on the, not on the shoulder, but I'm on the, but I'm telling you, not as safe as a towable. Don't get me wrong, I might have to go back to something else later, but for right now, this is working for me. I want to thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting this channel. May the grace of God our Father be with us all, for we most certainly need it. See ya.